I was to ask you, let's breathe. I want you to notice, where are you breathing? Are you breathing from your belly, or is air just coming through your chest? A lot of us aren't aware of the way we breathe. Put one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. When we breathe, we want to make sure we breathe in our belly first and then our chest. So big breath in, filling up the belly, and then finishing off with the chest. And then if you can finish it off in your head. And then relax. Long exhale. So we're going to do that 3 more times. Hand on your belly, hand on your chest. Big breath in your belly. Big chest. Top it up. Relax. This time I'm going to do it without talking. Awesome. So now that you understand what a big inhale feels like, now it's time to bring in the rib and the pelvis position. Know how to take a deep breath in and a long exhale. This time we're going to bring our pelvis into the position that we want it to be in. Notice when you lay down, there's a gap underneath your back. You could probably put your hand or something under there. What we're going to do is bring that gap down by bringing our back flat into the floor. So when we say rib pelvis position, we're just squishing our back into the floor. Great way to think about it, if you put your fingers on the bony parts of your hips and your thumbs on the lower part of your ribs, notice when your back is arched, how much space is it between your rib and your pelvis. But when we bring our back flat, notice the space between our rib and pelvis comes closer. So open, flat back. So rib pelvis position, flat back, nice and closed. If I put my legs up like this, you'll notice my back is arched. Notice my legs. Now my back is flat. Rib pelvis position, open. This is an anterior pelvic tilt. Flat back, we're nice and stacked and stable. Open, flat back. So rib pelvis position, nice and closed. And let's bring that together. Hand on belly, hand on chest. 3 breaths all the way in. Long exhales. So we're about to do that for 3. As we exhale, I want you to imagine that you have a vacuum cleaner in your mouth. It's taking all the air out. So you're going to be going taking as much air out as you can. When we exhale and take all that air out, you're going to notice your lower abs, so your TVAs, your transverse abdominals, engage a lot more. So when we say exhale in a breath, you get to feel the exhale activating your core a little more. This is how your breath and your core come together as part of a team. Big, huge breath in. When we're breathing out, blowing on a mirror, pretend you're fogging the mirror. And at the top of the breath, we're gonna do a big belly breath in, and breathe all the way out. Fog the mirror, vacuum, feel your core. For 3 times. Big breath in, long exhale, fog the mirror, breathe all the way out. More, 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 more. Notice what your core feels like. Relax, big breath in. Breathe, mirror. All the way, exhale. Notice what your core feels like. Keep that core on as you take your next breath in. Exhale, making sure that back stays flat. The rib pelvis position is on all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Give it a pause at the end and relax. What does that feel like? What does your core feel like? So now I want you to try and do that a couple of times on your own, 3 times over, and I want you to ask yourself, what does it feel like when I exhale to the very end? Is my back staying flat when I do this? So next level of that, we're gonna create a little bit of load, and load is gonna show us what it feels like when we're in the rib pelvis position, using our breath, creating tension in our abs. Legs are coming up, and we're gonna be ready to do our breath. This time, our hands are pushing into our legs and our legs are pushing this way. So we're creating tension here. When we create tension by pushing those against each other, that is going to put more load in our core. When our core is loaded and we take those deep, big breaths and those long exhales, it's going to create more tension. Legs are up, pelvis position, rib pelvis, flat back, hands are pushing into our legs. Legs are resisting and pushing back this way. It's going to feel hard, so let's get straight into it. 3 big breaths. Blow out the mirror. Longer. Think about the vacuum. Keep pushing, 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 pushing. All the way out. Pause. Feel the core on. Big breath. All the way out. So notice my back just arched back up then. So let's bring it back down. Long exhale. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Feel that core. Big breath. Long exhale. You might be shaking all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Vacuum in your mouth. Exhale. Keep pushing. Flat back. And relax. With that exercise, that gives you an awareness of what your rib pelvis position is, gives you awareness of your breath, how your breath affects your core, engaging your core. That teaches us how to load our body. So even though we're pushing through our hands and our legs, creating that little bit of resistance gives us an example of load in our core. So when we're feeling that and we're feeling that connection and we're breathing through that and our back is in the right position, our rib pelvis is in the right position, you can see that when you're in that spot and you are to load, you are now ready to be in a super solid position to add extra load to. So that is your breath with your rib and your pelvis position.